the Zionist warmongers are absolutely positively losing it, basically coming up with all sorts of lies to try to convince the U.S. to topple the Iranian government, to try to get Trump to finish the job and do the regime change. So let's start with this one here. This is Mark Levin, and boy, oh boy, is this argument gonna sound familiar. Okay, let's listen. Here we go.
Here on the precipice of militarily, I believe, addressing, after half a century, a regime in Iran that has killed 1,000 Americans, soldiers and civilians.
What? What are you talking about? When is that a reference to? The 1,000 Americans that were killed. Is he trying to argue that like Shia militias during the Iraq War that killed Americans, that they're the ones who killed 1,000, or is he going back to 1980? Like what are you talking about?
That has tried to assassinate our president. That is continuously obsessed with getting nuclear warheads and putting them on ICBMs that can now reach our country.
Guys, we're 27 seconds in. I've already lost track of the lies. I've already lost count. He said they tried to assassinate Trump. No, they didn't. That's a total lie, completely and utterly made up. He says, they got nuclear weapons and they now can reach us with it. Really? We're doing this again? We're doing the weapons of mass destruction bit that we did with Saddam Hussein, which obviously was fucking total horseshit. By the way, if they had weapons of mass destruction, Mark Levin, we wouldn't be in this situation because we'd have to back off. I need you to understand that. Everybody understands that, right? That look at Kim Jong-un in North Korea. He has a nuke. Since he has a nuke, they can't fuck with him. There's nothing they could do. Libya under Gaddafi. Gaddafi gave up his weapons of mass destruction. That's when he was toppled. And now it's a failed state with open slave markets. Okay? This is what everybody learned, is like, Saddam Hussein didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They toppled him. Gaddafi gave up his. They toppled him. Kim Jong-un has his. There's nothing they could do. So if Iran had it, then we wouldn't be in this situation right now. So it's just so ironic that he brings this up as if it's like, it's a justification to go after them because they have nukes and they can nuke us. No, if they had nukes, if you attacked them, then they would nuke us, right? So what, like, oh God, they don't even try to make sense. He's not even trying to make sense. It's just, he's just like, for the love of God, please shut the fuck up and do the war. I just want that war. Start bombing brown kids. This is what I live for. This is how Mark Levin is.
Obsessed with getting nuclear warheads and putting them on ICBMs that can now reach our country. To blow our cities off the face of the earth. They slaughtered 50,000 of their own people. They'd slaughter 1 million of their own people if it meant retaining power.
I'm done, bro. I'm done. These lying sons of bitches really want to make the argument that, like, he says like 60,000 people died in Gaza over 2 years of relentless murder, okay? And he's saying, oh, Iran killed 50,000 in like a couple weeks. Who believes this? Where's the evidence? Oh my God, they just lie so much. I'm not saying that there weren't some protesters that were killed. I'm sure there were. It ain't no fucking 50,000. What do you think, I was born yesterday? Look at how they hype it up. Whenever it's an enemy country, they hype up. They've killed 70 trillion people. Whenever it's Israel, they're like, bro, they didn't even kill any. And if they did kill, it was because they were Hamas and because they deserved it and because they attacked us first. And notice the way it works, bro. It's so transparent.
That's not a government of a country. Those are terrorists that control a country. It is a police state that's slaughtering its own.
Talking about a police state. Have you seen the videos of ICE? Have you seen them murdering American citizens? Have you seen them rounding up innocent people and throwing them to concentration camps? Have you seen them not having a warrant, not abiding by the Constitution? We're the police state, motherfucker. Oh my God.
People to stay in power so it can slaughter us. It believes, as the 7th century primitive barbarians believed, that they must destroy civilization. They believe today that they must destroy the West.
This is so comical. Meanwhile, remember, he's a big supporter of Israel. The people who are actually destroying civilization, actually going on a murder spree, actually doing terrorism daily, actually trying to steal territory to create a greater Israel. Actually, they have an ethno-state. They have an apartheid ethno-state based on religious supremacy and ethnic supremacy. Everything he accuses them of, he's guilty of. Israel's guilty of.
Most prominently, the United States of America. Those nuclear ICBMs aren't aimed for Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. They're aimed for New York and Los Angeles and Chicago and everywhere in between and around the United States of America.
Oh my God.
They're working closely with the Communist Chinese, Putin, and North Korea.
Why does he say like Putin? Like everybody says Putin. Why does he say Putin?
And we are on the precipice, I believe, of finally addressing this so that we can have peace and security and prosperity We haven't bothered that regime. That regime.
By the way, his definition of peace is more war. We need to do this war for peace. Because, peace. We want peace. So that's why we got to do another war. War is the opposite of peace. You have to do the opposite of peace to achieve peace. Oh, it's like fucking for virginity. That's what it is. That's what this is.
Has been kidnapping, slaughtering, maiming Americans since day one.
This fucking asshole has said nothing about the fact that Donald Trump bragged about installing the current president in Syria. That guy is a literal former Al-Qaeda leader, okay? Literal. So having a country run by a former Al-Qaeda leader, that's great. He's got nothing to say about that. In fact, he likes that guy because that guy lets Israel steal half his country, right? But Iran, a terrorist nation.
Nuclear weapon to destroy us. And any terrorist group.
He's literally doing we're right back in 2002. This is 2002, Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity going, oh, we need to attack them over there so they don't attack us over here, and we don't want the evidence of his weapon of mass destruction to come in the form of a mushroom cloud over one of our cities. He's doing the same shit. Okay. Yeah, I think he should be in prison. Actually, I had to pause there for a second. But this is like incitement to violence, right? This is incitement. This is not just like, oh, he's just using his free speech. No, there's consequences to what he's saying. He's inciting a fucking war based on total fucking lies. And you know what? We've been through this one too many times with relentless, shameless, over-the-top lies for the military-industrial complex, for fucking imperialism's sake. And we can't have this. You can't have this fucking poison being pumped out, brainwashing 30% of the country. All the meemaws and peepaws who watch fucking NASCAR, who are sitting in the nursing home watching, just fucking propaganda straight into their brain. This has consequences, bro. This has consequences, and it's all lies. I can't believe we're seeing the same shit that we saw with the war in Iraq. The same arguments, the same bullshit. Weapons of mass destruction. They're going to attack us. Really? They haven't. They haven't attacked us. They're not threatening to attack us in any way, shape, or form. We're the ones surrounding their country. They're not surrounding our country. They don't have, missiles right now pointed at Cleveland. Who believes this? Who believes this?
That runs a country that murders 50,000 of its own people and would murder 1 million of its own people will have no hesitation about firing nuclear warheads against us. And we must not leave it to our children and grandchildren. Because if we do, they'll have tens of thousands of ballistic missiles, much more advanced technology to reach every corner of our country with warheads that can do massive devastation.
By the way, he knows he's lying. That's the other thing about this that's so disgusting. He knows this isn't true. He doesn't believe this. He doesn't think, oh yeah, they have nukes and they're going to nuke us. No, he fucking knows that. He's just trying to get the U.S. do the dirty work for Israel, get rid of Iran, do regime change, put a puppet government in there so there's no regional pushback to Israel, and they can create that greater Israel. And remember, these are all total psychopaths, religious psychopaths. So people like Mike Huckabee look at this and they salivate and they go, yes, because when Israel takes all the land and genocides more people, well, then Jesus will come back on a winged horse and the rapture will happen. I'm not sure you guys have truly wrapped your minds around just how delusional and psychopathic these people are. They live their life based on total lies, total religious fucking fairy tale lies. They're making decisions that impact millions of people based on total nonsense.
And what will our children and grandchildren do then? Our generation has an obligation, like generations past have had obligations to us, to take care of this once and for all. This isn't about warmongering. It's about peace-loving.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Peace-loving for war. Yeah. I'm going to do peace-loving by doing more war, bombing more people, murdering people, displacing them, bombing hospitals and schools, apartment buildings. Yeah, that's how I show how much I love peace, by doing war. That's what I do. They're not even trying anymore. They're not even trying. It's that meme of the fat guy who's sitting there with his eyes welled up with tears and looking like. It's they don't even bother to make an argument anymore. They just say stuff like, they're going to nuke us, and look at you like that. This is where we're at now. This is where we're at. By the way, it's not just him. We also have Ben Shapiro. Let's see what he's saying.
There are really several issues that are on the table with regard to what the Iranian regime must do or should do. One, no nuclear program. Not no nuclear weapons, no nuclear program.
Insane. Totally insane. Completely illegal under international law. They have a right under international law to have nuclear power for their power grid and also for scientific research. Completely allowed to do that. You can't just say, well, we don't care about international law. We don't care about your rights. We're just going to toss that to the side and say, no nuclear program whatsoever. So this is bullshit. This is what's called a poison pill. Israel slips this in order to make it so Iran cannot agree to the terms. Then they go, oh, well, we tried to negotiate and be reasonable, but they said no to us. Go to war.
Of course, a civilian nuclear program can be converted into a military nuclear program pretty quickly and easily.
That's bullshit. It is not quick. It is not easy. And as they've said a million times, they don't want a fucking nuke. They say it's un-Islamic. But I've been saying for a long time, they should have a nuke. If they did, Israel and the U.S. couldn't fuck with them. That's why Kim Jong-un is still around. They couldn't fuck with him because he has the nuke.
Saying we won't build a nuclear weapon is no assurance they won't build a nuclear weapon. That's called the JCPOA, and Barack Obama did it.
Yeah, and it worked, 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 and it worked. Like, the way these guys talk, they act like we don't have the record where we can see what happened. The only reason that the JCPOA is no longer in effect is because Donald Trump's idiot ass pulled out of it. He violated the deal, and he pulled out of it. The IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, verified over a dozen times. They are following the deal, Iran is, and they're following it perfectly, okay? It was working. It was working. And they ripped it up because they don't like Obama, and they don't like Democrats, and anything Obama does, he's just like default against. So he ripped it up. By the way, fuck Biden too, because he said he was going to get back in it. Then he got in office, and he didn't get back in it. And now here's Trump, where he's trying to force another deal. Any deal they could agree to would look exactly like the Obama deal. But they're not going to do that because Israel is demanding, like I said, the poison pills in the so-called deal.
He also talked there about the ballistic missile development of Iran, but he did not really link that ballistic missile development to concessions that Iran must make. This has been sort of an open divide inside the administration. Some members of the administration are pushing the Iranians. They need to give up their ballistic missile program as well so they can't threaten surrounding countries and allies ranging from Israel to Saudi Arabia and all the way to Europe.
Think about how preposterous what he just said was. So they need to give up even all of their ballistic missiles, which would make them literal sitting ducks. Ben, how could they give up their ballistic missiles when Israel just attacked Iran? They launched the attack. They attacked. So do you want them to give up their ballistic missiles so they can just get bombed by Israel whenever Israel wants to bomb them? And by the way, the answer to that is yes, because that's what they do with Lebanon too. They bomb Lebanon whenever the fuck they want. Whenever they want, they bomb Lebanon. That's what Israel wants to be able to do with Iran. Like literally, that's what they want to do. So when he does this whole, they got to give up their ballistic because they're threatening people around. Are you kidding me? Israel's threatening everybody. Israel bombed fucking Yemen. They bombed Lebanon. They of course are bombing Gaza relentlessly. Now they're going after the West Bank. They're talking about creating the greater Israel and stealing territory from like 6 different fucking countries. Like Israel is the one that's the aggressor in the region.
Should that be part of the negotiation? There are some people who are saying, no, that shouldn't be part, which of course I think is insane and ridiculous. Because
insane and ridiculous for Iran to have ballistic missiles, which they have a right to defend themselves from Israeli and U.S. aggression. I can't.
They can attach not only nuclear weapons, but chemical and biological weapons to warheads that are capable of hitting populated centers in allied nations.
So here we go, back to the Mark Levin line. Oh yeah, the fucking nukes, bro. They're going to nuke us. They're going to nuke us just like Saddam Hussein, bro.
And as the president says, are building long-range ICBMs theoretically capable of even hitting American territory. And then there's the question of their treatment of their own population, the murder of 32,000 people in the streets, the support for regional and global terrorism.
32,000, the number, they're so made up. Oh my God.
Are all of those things going to be on the table in the negotiations, or is the United States going to seek an off-ramp by basically cutting an even weaker version of Barack Obama's JCPOA deal? I don't think it's clear.
Oh my God. Okay, by the way, the 32,000, they've killed 32,000 people and we're against that, and we need to talk about that in negotiations. Israel literally just killed hundreds of thousands of people. The idea that they give a single solitary shit about any Iranians who were killed is laughable. Us Israelis and the U.S. are here to finger wag at you and say, how did you just hurt 32,000 people, which we made up, but did you just go after some of your innocent civilians? Trump doesn't even care about American innocent civilians, right? Why would he care about Iranian ones? Look at Alex Petty, look at Renee Nicole Good, look at all the people he sent to fucking concentration camps. This is all such a joke. And shame on Ben Shapiro for pretending like it's not. But you know what? Who knows what his real job is, right? I feel maybe just like with Mike Huckabee, maybe he's on the Israeli payroll. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
From what the president is saying right there, which direction he's going to go. According to CNBC, the U.S. and Iran are poised to hold further nuclear talks in Geneva on Thursday. Again, he says that his preference is negotiated endpoint here. The question really, in the end, is going to be whether the president of the United States is too concerned about the possibility of a multi-week air campaign against the Iranians to actually do it.
Multi-week, he says. Yeah, I know. This is what we heard for Iraq too. Oh, it'll only be a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. That's it. Won't go any longer than that. 20 plus years later, we still have some shit in Iraq. Like, bro, we're not stupid. Oh, it would just be a couple weeks and we'd be done. My ass cheeks, bro. It'd be easy to take out the entire regime which has been governing the country since the fucking late 1970s. Like, I can't. The warmongers, not only are they wrong, they're also just really fucking stupid. They're also really stupid.
And the Iranians just bluff him. That's really all this is about. No one is talking about a massive ground invasion of Tehran. No one is talking.
I know. Just like you guys told us, it wasn't that long ago when Israel and the U.S. bombed Iran, and you guys told us, oh yeah, we're done. We destroyed the whole nuclear facility. That's it. They don't have any nuclear weapon capacity anymore. And any of us who said, hey, that's not true, they would go, how dare you? That's fake news. We destroyed all of their nuclear capabilities. Well, now here we are. It's not that. What's it been? It's just 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever the fuck it's been. And they're going, oh yeah. So anyway, we got to go after their nuclear capabilities. You told us you destroyed it. You just told us you destroyed it. Nothing these people say is real. Nothing they say is real.
Long-term occupation of Tehran. Nobody is talking about hundreds of thousands of American boots on the ground.
Bro, it won't even be that bad. It won't even be that much of a war. It'll be like a minor war, like a mini war, not even like a real war. And like, it'll only be a couple weeks. It'll just be some bombing. Nobody's asking for boots on the ground. Listen to him. Listen to him. They're just so desperate to play. Hey, man, just do the war. I promise, just do the war. It'll go good, bro. It'll go good, man.
The question here for the president is, what is the risk reward here for a multi-week air campaign to defenestrate the IRGC and the Ayatollahs and the mullahs in Iran?
No, the question for Trump is, would you rather have Netanyahu release the videos of you fucking children or the Ayatollah release the videos of you fucking children? Which one would you want to do? Because we know they have that Epstein Mossad dirt on you, buddy. There's, cameras all over all Jeffrey Epstein's properties, and we know you did god-awful things in there. So at a certain point, they're going to say, bro, you're going to do this or else. Like, you're going to do that regime change or else. That's what Netanyahu's going to say to him. And the Grand Ayatollah is already threatening. He says, bro, if you attack us, we will release what we have. And they say they have at least 10 videos of Trump fucking kids. Okay? That's the real question for Trump. And that's probably what he's struggling with at the moment. So, it's just, I can't watch the rest of this. You guys get the gist of it. It's just so crazy to me. Everything feels fake, right? Everything feels fake. And this really feels like some wag the dog shit. You have Mark Levin, you have Ben Shapiro, you have these hardcore Zionists on, in U.S. media going, do the war, we need the war, the war, the war. It is so gross. It is so fucking gross. So, there you have it. And they're not going to stop either. This is going to keep going. All right, guys, that's the show, man. I love you guys very much. You all know the drill. Everybody subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. You can also support the show on Patreon. That link is below. Remember, this is real independent media. $2 a month goes a long way. $5 a month goes a long way. $7 a month and you're a fucking superstar, and I love you to death. You can also tip with that thanks button on YouTube if you're so inclined. Remember, never talk to an advertiser, never did an ad read, never will ski, but, your $2 a month is very appreciated, so thank you all very much. You can also sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. We have an awesome episode for you tomorrow. Come check that out. And go subscribe to Corn's World, where we do the live Kyle and Corn episodes. And next week, we will be back for that. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.